Hello out there in YouTube land. My name is Jacob, and this is the channel New Sounds and Old. Now, you may have seen me before, some of you might have seen me before on a channel called Moon Rock or Moen Rock, and you're absolutely right. That channel has been put to sleep with the year 2020. Good riddance, at least for the year. And this is my attempt at a reboot of the channel that I want to have here on YouTube. Um, I kind of got, I don't know, stuck in life, kind of got in the way for what I wanted to do with the old channel. And this is why I am attempting to start all over with a new name for the channel and some more content and some more constant content, regular content, basically. And why the name change? Well, I just felt that it was kind of needed. The old name that the channel had, MOEN Rock, OE is the international way of writing the letter Ø that we have in Danish, with which is a circle with a line straight through it. And that's a letter that is practically only used in Denmark. And the pronunciation of the channel name quickly went from Moon Rock, a Danish thing, to Moen Rock, which sounds like someone who only listens to moan rock, moaning rock music. And that's not what I do. The reason why I picked that name, in hindsight, maybe that was a stupid name to choose. The reason why I took that name is that the island where I live is called Møn, and there was an old band back in the 70s from this island that made an album, and they called themselves Moon Rock. So I wanted to include where I live in the channel name, and Moon, as I said, quickly became a Moen or Moan Rock, and yeah. For some reason, I just felt that name was just kind of in my way of what I wanted to do here, and then furthermore, as I said, life has just gotten pretty much in the way. A lot of work, a lot of stress, a lot of things to deal with that kind of stopped me from releasing the content that I wanted to release, and hence this new start. And I just thought that, with the year passing, and Happy New Year to everyone, of course, I forgot to say, with us going into 2021, this might be a good time to start all over again. All of the old videos are gone. There's just, for now, this video, which is my sort of introduction and explaining why I'm doing this. And then also to start this year off with a contest, because why not? I want to sort of boost my channel and maybe, if possible, get some more followers. I want to start off in a good, positive way after this dreadful year that we've all been through. Now, the name New Sounds and Old, how did I come up with that? Well, I was just sitting on my couch and just I had decided that I wanted to change the name, and I just thought that, what represents me as a music buyer, I don't want to call myself a music collector. I don't buy to collect, I buy to listen. And that is that I even though I do buy older music, I do buy jazz records, or music at least that was recorded in the 60s, and classical music recorded in the 60s, and rock music recorded in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and so on. But I also buy a lot, and I also invest a lot of time in discovering new bands and new music. And I feel that is important. I've worked in the music business, sort of worked in a record store for almost 10 years. When I went to school, I had the work in a record store as an after-school job. I then went on to work 10 years at a company that manufactured CDs and DVDs and also vinyl records. basically spent almost 20 years, around the music business. And I've always tried to keep my finger on the pulse, as we say here in Denmark, as to new bands, new acts, new music, and not just the old music. And in particular, in getting older, in my mid 40s now, we tend to, I think, some people at least in the my friends and family and people that I know, they stop listening to new music and they just want to listen to music from their teens and their 20s, and that's not really what I want to do. I still want to discover. So new sounds are important for me, but also old sounds, and that's kind of how I came up with this not very unique name, New Sounds and Old. Um, and I wanted to start off the new year in a good way. Let's leave 2020 behind us. We all know what kind of year that was for everyone. And let's start off the new year in a good way. I'm starting a new channel, or I'm reboosting the channel, new name, new content. And I thought, why not have a contest? So that's what we're gonna do. So there is just one simple task, well, two, if you will, two tasks to this contest here. And I want you out there to recommend to me and to everyone watching two records. A new record, preferably from 2020. If that's not possible, then you can go a couple of years back, 2019, 2018, and show everyone, and recommend an album released in 2020 or the years prior to that with new music, not a reissue, not a never before released Neil Young, Homegrown, or Hitchhiker. I want you to show new music. So one record with new music, new sounds, and one record that is older, old sounds. So new sounds and old. See? And I want you, as I said, to just show two albums, a new one and an old one, and recommend. And if there are albums that you think this is something that I have only discovered, this band is, why haven't anybody else out there discovered this band or this artist? If there's something that you really feel needs to be recommended, please do so. Please show it. Please tell us about the music, the artist, the album. And I'll give you a couple of recommendations right now from me to you. So, New Sounds, this album here released in 2020. This is the British singer and actress Keely Forsyth. And this is her album Debris. And I discovered Keely through Spotify. I think that the last song of the album, called Start Again, was recommended in my Discover Weekly playlist on Spotify. That's one of the ways that I try to discover new music. I make a playlist every single week on Spotify with new music, new sounds that have come out that week. And Keely Forsyth was put into my Discovery Weekly and made my weekly playlist. She does, I guess you could say, avant-garde pop. It is pop music with slightly jazzy, slightly trippy, slightly classical, neoclassical, very dark, very moody, very just dark at times, at least. Pop music, and she has this incredible voice. It's maybe not for everyone. She has this very distinct vibrato that really makes her voice stand out. That makes it very unique. And this has been one of the albums that I've listened to the most in the year past. This is, I believe, the limited edition of this album here. This is out on the record label called Leaf, and this was the limited edition gold version. Look at that. Yeah. So that is a new album that I want to recommend to you, and the old sounds. Actually, this album I also bought and also discovered in the year that we just left. But this is an album released originally in 1982 by this handsome gentleman here called Don Blackman, and album is just called Don Blackman, I believe. Um, Look at that handsome fella who has just picked up two women. Um, this is, as you can probably maybe tell from his looks, this gentleman here. This is jazz. This is soul. This is funk. This is just an amazing album. Last year I rediscovered, if you will. Well, I've always had a fondness and a love for disco, and funk and soul and so on. But I really rediscovered some of the most kitschy, um, uh, uh, really how do you say that in English? Just really kitschy soul and funk and just baby making music. And this album here is just baby making music, but it's an absolute stellar album. Don Blackman is a great singer. He's a great bassist. This is produced, by the way, by Dave Grusin. And there are some quality people playing on here. Yeah, Dave Grusin has produced it, and those are the players in the band here. So check out, if you're into early 80s jazzy, funky, soul-y kind of sounds, check out Don Blackman. So that was two recommendations from me to you, Keely Forsyth and Don Blackman, new sounds and old. So recommend to me and to everyone watching two albums, one newer release, one older release. The rules for the contest are very simple. The entry date is January 31st, so you have till the end of the month to do a video response, which I ask you to do. So that's number 2. Entry date 31st of January. Please do a video. Please be a subscriber to the channel. I kindly ask you to do that. If you're not a subscriber, your video will not be in the final selection for the prize. The prize is, I don't have much to give to you, but the prize is a $40 cash prize. In Denmark, we don't have Amazon yet, so I cannot buy you an Amazon gift card, but I can PayPal you the prize to you. So it would also require that you have a PayPal account, which I think that most of us do, since we all buy records from abroad and so on. So that's the new year started off with a new channel, if you will, a contest, new name, new recommendations for the year to come. And that's basically it for this video here. Happy New Year. I saw that Andrew at Tales from the Crate just did a vinyl tag 2021. I'll make sure to do a video for that. And yeah, please join in on the fun and do a video for this small contest here. If there are any questions, if there's anything that I left out regarding rules, I don't think that there is, but just write it in the comments below and I'll answer you, and maybe I'll make an addendum or whatever if there's something that I've forgotten. So guys, stay safe, have a happy new year, and do an entry for the contest. And till then, this is Jacob from New Sounds and Old, saying goodbye.